Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a minute and talk to you about the cleanse that I use. So, if you're wondering about a cleanse, cleansing is done to get rid of candida yeast buildup from your gut. Now, everybody has candida yeast in their gut. It's just that depending on your diet and your lifestyle, yours could be overgrown. And actually, I would be willing to accurately say that most Americans have candida yeast overgrowth. And the reason why is one, we get it from our food. So if you've ever eaten any processed foods, then there's a good chance that you have candida yeast overgrowth. Two, if you drink alcohol, you can get candida yeast overgrowth. Three, antibiotics. If you've ever taken an antibiotic in your life, you are very at risk for having a candida yeast overgrowth. Prescription drugs is number 4. And number 5 is sugar. If you have ever encountered any of those in your lifetime and used them, then there is a very good chance that you have a candida yeast overgrowth. So there's a very basic test that you can do for this. It's a spit test. If you send me a message, I will be happy to send you more information on that spit test. Or, maybe I'll do a video on it here pretty soon. But yeah, go ahead and message me if you ever have any questions. So some of the signs and symptoms of a candida yeast overgrowth are digestive issues, migraine headaches, skin conditions such as psoriasis, eczema, acne, rosacea, just having blemishes on your skin. Those are all signs, like dry, flaky skin. Those are all signs of candida yeast overgrowth. And I keep pointing to it, but no, I don't have it right now. But normally, mine, I get really bad flaky skin right here. And I've been taking Probiome BioCleanse, but I have not been as consistent with eating healthy as I should be. So I have not been able to stop taking it after the first 6 weeks. Had I been consistent with eating healthy and not adding sugar to my diet here and there, or because life happens, okay? Yesterday was my niece's birthday party, okay? And 2 days before that was my nephew's birthday party. So twice this week, I had cake, I had ice cream, I had pizza, I had food that was processed, and I had sugar, and I had things that are all really they increase yeast in your gut. So the great thing about ProBio 5 and BioCleanse is I can take these every day. Their recommended use is for 6 weeks to knock candida yeast out of your gut, okay? However, if you're not eating 100% perfect, if you do drink a beer every once in a while or like to have a glass of wine, if you can't afford to cook everything from scratch all the time, and to avoid sugar, then BioCleanse and ProBio 5 could be for you. Now, for optimal use, I'm going to tell you that you should avoid sugar, alcohol, processed foods, antibiotics, and try to get down from your prescription meds as much as possible. Cleansing your gut is one way to get rid of issues that cause you to need prescription meds. Because do you know what prescription meds do? All they do is put a Band-Aid on your symptoms. They don't get to the root cause. Cleansing is what you're doing to get to the root cause. The root cause for most people's issues, at least from what I've seen, I am not a doctor, don't take my word for it, but from what I have seen, And from all the research that I have done into natural healthcare and natural medicine and really Eastern healing, is that candida yeast, that overgrowth, that's enough to be the root cause to so many issues. It can throw your blood sugar off. It can give you migraines. It can make you feel depressed. It can give you brain fog, which is what I'm suffering from today. Like, oh man. So those are all common symptoms of candida yeast. So Probio 5 goes in with magnesium, and it helps break up that candida yeast so that BioCleanse can flush it out. Okay? Now, if you have never cleansed before, I don't suggest taking Probio 5 without BioCleanse. Because if you do and you're not drinking plenty of water, you're just going to feel sick. And the reason why is because it's breaking up all that candida yeast, and that toxic yeast is just sitting in your gut. Okay? Now, it is also giving you beneficial good gut bacteria that's time released, and it's not going to come, like the Probio 5 is not going to bust open until it's to the proper pH balance of your gut. So that does help, but it's still not helping push out all of the yeast. So that's when BioCleanse is what you want to take. And actually, I need to take that right now because I didn't take it earlier. And I just wanted to show you really quick how tiny BioCleanse is. You're not taking these huge honkin' supplements. They're itty bitty. Like, yeah, they're tiny. So just take 2 of those between breakfast and lunch, or between lunch and dinner. When you're up to the full dose, you'll do between breakfast and lunch and between lunch and dinner, but always start slow. You want to make sure you're increasing your water intake to half your weight in ounces. So right now, I am back down to 207. Yay! So let's just take that down to, let's say 206, because I'm going to be there any minute. So half of that is 103. So I want to be taking 103 ounces of water in daily. I do that by just filling up these water bottles 5 or 6 times a day. A good way to do it is to figure out how many ounces you need and figuring out how many ounces to liters that is. If you're kicking a soda addiction, guess what? You probably have 2 liters laying around. So wash them out with some soap and water and then refill those so that you have enough to remember, okay, I need to drink this many 2 liters of water a day. It's probably as many 2 liters of soda as you were drinking before, at least if you're anything like me. I had a bad soda addiction. This one right here is Probio 5. I don't take this until right before bed. And my kids each take 1 of these. I take 2 of these, and my husband takes 2 of these at night. You can take up to 4. What you're going to do is you're going to pay attention to your body, and you're going to see what your body needs. You're going to notice that if you're feeling sluggish and just yucky, you need to up your Probio 5. If you're feeling like you're constipated, you're going to want to up your BioCleanse. Those are really the best ways that I have found to describe it. So that is Probio 5 and BioCleanse. And I take those and I give those to my family because I know firsthand what candida yeast overgrowth feels like. A few years ago, was so incredibly sick that my back was always going out. I was going to doctors because I was for sure certain that I had fibromyalgia. I just wanted my diagnosis so they would give me something to fix it. So they would give me that Band-Aid to put on my symptoms so I would stop feeling like crap. Well, I had gotten to the point that my back was going out all the time and I was missing work. Like, I was missing at least a week, a month out of work. And my boss at the time was doing essential oils. Excuse me. And I had learned to use essential oils on her children because they had replaced all of their medication with essential oils. So that was something really cool that I learned about. And at that time, I also learned about cleansing naturally. So I did the cleanse that the company that she worked for, her MLM company, offered. And it's an all-natural cleanse, and it worked pretty well. I have to say, I noticed within 6 weeks that my gut was I was feeling this cleanliness in my gut that I didn't know I could ever experience because I had always been sick. I had always had IBS. I had always had hemorrhoids, and just not being able to go, or when I can go, it was never normal, ever. It was always diarrhea, if I could go at all. And sorry if that's TMI, but that's just how I roll. I don't have a filter here. So when I cleansed the candida yeast from my gut, I noticed not only was my skin clearing up and my back was going out less often, but also that I was losing weight and I was just feeling happier and healthier in general. Fast forward a few years to this year when I switched up the cleanse and the natural supplements that I use. And I decided to try Plexus because that's what my aunt uses. And she was like, oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. And I was like, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with what I already have. I don't think I need to change. Well, honestly, it's a whole world of difference. And I don't even know how to explain it because it's not that the other cleanse wasn't good. It was good. It worked for me. But with Triplex, that's not just this cleanse, but it's also the Slim, which is the pink drink, and that helped regulate my blood. Well, it helped balance my blood sugar, and it helped balance my blood pressure. And I actually have I'm hypoglycemic, so my blood sugar drops pretty easily if I don't make sure that I'm eating on time and all of that. Like, that's my life has to revolve around food because if I don't eat, I'm going to pass out. So since I have been taking Plexus, I have not had that issue. My blood sugar stays normal. I have been, my hormones are all on track. I don't have to take phytoestrogens anymore, which are plant-based estrogens. And oh, by the way, if you are not a menopausal woman, if you have not had a hysterectomy or are naturally going through menopause, do not take phytoestrogens. They are not good for your body. They confuse your body and make it think, oh, my body is producing estrogen the way I should be. And then your body doesn't do what it's supposed to and you become reliant on those. So don't do it. I made that mistake and I felt crazy awful. And I'm telling you, 4 days into taking Triplex, I was up sweating all night because guess what? My hormones were naturally balancing. So that's something that if your hormones are off, you may want to look into is doing a cleanse and getting your blood sugar in check. Because when your blood sugar is in check, your thyroid's in check, your hormones are in check, it's all in check. So I'm actually really running out of time now because YouTube doesn't let my videos go longer than 15 minutes. So we're going to call this one good. And if anybody has any questions, please give me a call, 643-8081. Have a great night.